Hi, I'm Lemmy, welcome back to the channel. Today I got something special for you guys. I promised a return to Middle Earth, and today we finally return to Middle Earth. Let me present to you a secret mini that has not been released by Games Workshop. I'm not even allowed to tell you how I got this, and I'm even gonna paint it so you guys can have a sneak peek behind the scenes. Today I'm painting Cuntface McGee. He's a special character from the new War of the Rohirrim movie. Got him in a secret deal. I'm not allowed to speak of it, but I already built him. And as you can see, we not only have Cuntface McGee over here, we even have a little bonus sculpt on the same base. This, as you guys can see, is Morgoth himself, and absolutely love it. It's an amazing idea that Games Workshop had, because Cuntface McGee, he's a little in the background, but he steals the show every time he whips out his cock and starts wanking. He really steals the show, and if you look close enough you can actually see Morgoth is right there with him. Even though he's a good character, Morgoth still has a place next to him. It's rooted in some deep lore in the Silmarillion, the Lord of the Rings. If you know where to look, you'll find it. But I'm just happy to be back in Middle Earth, painting Cuntface McGee and Morgoth himself. And I also have already painted, as you guys can see, Gimli. I actually had a lot of fun with this. As you can see, I painted his beard white after he saw the Rings of Power. He was so traumatized he actually turned white. So yeah, I really enjoyed painting this little Gimli sculpt. And now I'm excited to paint this Cuntface McGee. So to get started, I'm gonna grab some paint. So to paint Cuntface McGee, I'm gonna start with Gothic Blue and give his whole armor a base coat, not a chainmail or these bits and bobs. Just plain the armor itself. I'm not gonna be too careful with it. I'm just gonna paint all over this. As you can see, I already gave him a zenithal highlight, just to remind me where the light is gonna fall. And yeah, I'm gonna get started so I can post the secret mini on Instagram. Fuck Games Workshop. I'm gonna be spilling all the beans. So I'm gonna get started on this. Okay, and now Cuntface McGee's armor has been painted. We're gonna need some matte black for the little ridges. Of course somebody is fucking gardening. Apologies for the noise. Now we're gonna paint the ridges here in matte black. And his bow. Yes. Also, if you see some tubing, I'm gonna paint that matte black as well. Maybe the inside of this or this. The tubing here. Yes. Obviously, Cuntface McGee is a rather sickly person and needs feeding tubes and the such to be kept alive. So I'm gonna paint that now. And then I'll see what the fuck is next, because Cuntface McGee is a big boy. Okay, now our cunt face McGee looks like this. I'm gonna paint some, what is it, Kuras leather, top of his belt holding his rations. Once that's done, the metal parts of his bow and the ration containers will be painted, of course. But not yet the top of this stick. This will be painted in a different color, as will the handle. Maybe the little ring I'll paint in silver. Also in the back of his backpack, some rations are laying there and some little details I'll paint silver as well. And of course the quiver of his bow. The quiver of his bow will be painted silver, as his chainmail. And that's about it. Yeah. Also the wood of his bow I'll probably paint Kuras leather as well. But I'm gonna highlight it with a different color than his belt, just to make sure it stands out as very different from each other. Yeah, and once that's done I'll come back. Let's go. Cunt face McGee is already starting to look pretty good. Okay, now the metal and everything is painted. I'm gonna paint the armor of Cunt face McGee with ultramarine blue. But I'm gonna try and leave the color we've already painted mostly in the recesses. And if I'm feeling lazy, I'm just gonna do like a small highlight on top of everything. I'm gonna see how I feel about this. It's the first time I'm actually using this paint, I believe, as a highlight. So I'm gonna see how it goes, and yeah, I'll come back and tell you what I did exactly. But after I've done this, yeah, no, I'm just gonna do that and come back and see where I go next with this paint scheme. By the way, little Morgoth over here, he's gonna be painted by the end. I'm first gonna only focus on Cunt face McGee, mainly because Cunt face McGee is well, Cunt face McGee is awesome, but also way bigger. Plus the paint I need for Morgoth has still not arrived yet, so I'm actually gonna paint this over a couple of days probably. So yeah, I'm just gonna do the highlights now. And yeah, just try to keep the color we've already used, mainly in the recesses. I'm not gonna push it back very much, like this is still gonna show through, I hope. Like for example on these ridges, I'm just gonna paint the ridge itself in ultramarine blue, but in parts that are recessed I'm just gonna leave. It's gonna be a lot more work than just a wash, but I think it's gonna look way better on our little Cunt face McGee over here. And then I'm gonna probably paint his stick and do a couple of washes, well, probably mainly one wash on top of everything else, and then we're gonna start focusing on the corruption that's happening, because he's with Morgoth. He's corrupting Cuntface McGee. And for that I have a couple of things in mind that I don't think I don't think I have ever done on this channel. Yes, that's how you say it. So yeah, keep watching for that. I'm gonna start highlighting our awesome looking Cuntface McGee. This is how the back looks, by the way. Let's get going. Okay, our little Cuntface McGee is starting to look pretty fucking cool. And since I'm a sucker for paint, I'm first gonna paint deep grey on top of his stick, like the top part. Then Moorfang brown on the handle. I'm gonna do the ring in Moorfang brown as well, I don't care. And then the belt, I'm gonna start highlighting it in Moorfang brown as well. No, not scratch that, not the belt. The part that is wooden here will be Moorfang brown. And once that's done, I'll paint the belt highlights with scorched earth. These are in pots, by the way, because I didn't have a wet palette, but now I do, so now the things that came in dropper bottles that I placed into Games Workshop bottles are now being placed in dropper bottles once again, because now I have a fucking wet palette. That's not convoluted at all. So yeah, this is how he looks now. And I hope he will look better once I've done all the highlighting and painting the stick. And once that's done, I'm gonna have decided if I'm gonna do another highlight on all the armor or not. For now, I'm strongly thinking a maybe. Because it's a lot of work, but technically it would be less work because I have to highlight less parts, but yeah, cannot forget I'm lazy. Also, deep grey might be applied on the top of the tubes as well as a little highlight there. Not the gun I'm gonna give a wash before I start highlighting, I think. But I already have enough work to get through. Let's first start with the colors I just mentioned. And I think our little Cuntface McGee is actually looking fucking good. Love the way he looks. Fucking cool. Let's go. Ta-da! This is how he looks right about now. Personally, I love how the wood came out. I think that Moonfang Brown was the perfect way to highlight it. And now I need to do more metals. Some fulgurite copper. I'm gonna use it on the edges here of his shoulder plate. Multiple shoulder plates. And once that's done, I swear I'll start fucking using a wash for the metals and the rifle, and this part will get a wash as well. And then we'll get to the corruption side of Cuntface McGee. Really getting close now. This is a lot of work, but I think Cuntface McGee, the legendary warrior of War of the Rohirrim, deserves this treatment. He's an amazing character of a movie, well liked and loved. So let's do this. This is how Cuntface McGee looks right now, and now I'm gonna use Vallejo King color wash to wash the metal bits, the gold, well, the copper, the metal, the gun in general, the metal there, yeah, and the stick he is holding for no reason whatsoever. And once that's done, I don't think I'll do another highlight, probably, on the armor. I think this is good enough, for me at least. But if it is good enough for our brave Cuntface McGee? Still debating that. Once the wash is done, I'm gonna start focusing on the face and the corruption of our little Morgoth here, because he's corrupting Cuntface McGee. That's why he has boils and the such coming out of his armor. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the wash, and while it's drying I'll start thinking about how I will paint his face and the corruption. I have some ideas, but I'm gonna need a test mini for that. And as always, as a test mini, I have testing Gandalf. He looks horrifyingly grimy because I test all my paints on him. If I get the new paint, I'll start just applying some of it and see how it looks. I also obviously did the Vallejo game wash. It's something my wife bought for me, and yeah, I'll test some things because I got some new paints and I think about using them, but I first want to see how they cover, how they look. So yeah, I'm gonna do some things to testing Gandalf that nobody should see. But first, the washes. Now, Cuntface McGee is almost dry, and I noticed that this is pretty much dry, especially the raised edges. So I'm just gonna start highlighting it with the same gray used as the base coat, and the same with the handle of the stick. After which, I don't think I'll do any more highlights. Let me just take a quick look, see, nope. At least not on the armor. So that means after that's done, I can start with the boils. Yeah. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with the boils. So, I know what I'm gonna do, I just don't know what color I'm gonna use specifically. So instead of focusing on the boils, I'm gonna paint Phalanx yellow into his eyes. Well, into his glasses, or something of another. MESBG isn't very clear. So yeah, Phalanx yellow on top of here, highlight these two parts with the same colors as I painted them with. And you know what, no, I'm gonna fucking just go for it. I think I'll go with camouflage green. Start painting every boil I see. Like everywhere there is a little bump, it's gonna be camouflage green. And once once I'm done with that, I'm gonna come back and show you how I'm gonna tackle the greens. Also, there is like 2 places or so where there is some liquid leaking from his tubes because MESBG needs to stay hydrated, but Morgoth has unplugged them. And I'm gonna tackle those later, so I'm not gonna do camouflage green over top of that. And yeah, that's all I needed to say, so let's get to the painting. I think he looks fucking cool already. Oh yeah, and the little horns that Morgoth is growing on him, don't worry about that yet. Okay, I did a little whoopsie. I used the green as said I would, but I first did a coat of woodland camo to make sure the recesses are a little darker. Then I went over with the green. I set a couple of very thin layers just in the hopes of gradually becoming a little bit more bright. And I was planning on using Phalanx yellow once again on top of that, just another couple of layers to make sure it really looks disgustingly and plus filled. But as I'm looking at this, it actually kind of looks nice. I don't think I want to do more yellow, but I'm probably gonna do a little bit of Phalanx yellow very thin down over the top, just to make sure it looks like it's disgustingly filled with pus. And for the water that you may see here and here, just gonna do some auger blue over it, and that's gonna get a shiny varnish on top of that together with the pus filled disgustingness that you can see here. And once that's done, I think I'll start painting the little horns, the corruption manifesting out, and then also apply I'm also gonna apply the gloss varnish afterwards, after all is done, so I don't accidentally push my finger into it and then touch other parts of him and get random parts very fucking glossy. That would suck. That's not MESBG. And you also see he has some dimples here as if his armor has been shot at or just straight up gone. For those things I'm gonna use the metallic from Vallejo. Once again, I just push my brush inside of it and that's it. It's gonna look, probably gonna look pretty gnarly and battle damaged, and that's the look I'm gonna try and go for. So yeah, I've explained everything I'm gonna do, now it's time to do it. And then I'm gonna stop recording for today, and tomorrow I'm gonna paint Little Morgoth here. I have some fun things in mind for him. And once he's done, that's not gonna be a very much to paint actually. Then I'm gonna do the base and Cuntface McGee is done. But today I'm gonna be happy if I can just finish Cuntface McGee. I'm gonna come back after I did everything I told you I was gonna do except for the gloss varnish, just to go and see what I'm gonna do here. I've also tried to push some of the green and some of the recesses, not too much. And yeah, I'm gonna have a quick think about how to paint the horns. Be right back while I paint all the rest. So, this is how he looks about now. Some damage on his armor. And the watery substance is still in need of a gloss varnish. You may also notice, let me quickly grab a brush. You may also notice the severe lack of yellow on his boils. That's because I tried it here, realized it looks awful, so I scrapped that idea, painted over it, and I'm just content with how he looks right about now. But of course, the horns here still need a lick of paint. I'm gonna use Gargoyle Grey as a base coat for this, and then just touch up with some Grey Matter beige, yeah, on the edges here. And then I think he is pretty much done. Then I'm gonna apply some gloss varnish over the boils. And then I'm gonna come back to you guys and show you how Cuntface McGee himself looks before ending it here for today. But, well, for me it's gonna be a day, but for you guys it's gonna be 5 seconds. I'm gonna be back and paint Morgoth. I'm very excited for little Morgoth here. He is a little cutie patootie there. But I'm getting distracted. I really need to finish Cuntface McGee. Also like the highlights I did here. It's very basic, but it really brings a little piece of wood to life like that. I could go up in highlights and everything, but I don't want people to be distracted by the stick he's holding. His bright yellow eyes will draw you to his face, and then you'll notice how pockmarked he is. Let's put it like that, how corrupted he is by Morgoth himself. I am corrupted. I am corrupted, apparently. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna start painting the horns, do the finishing touches. I'll be right back. And I hope you guys love how he looks, because he's actually quite fun to paint, Cuntface McGee, so keep an eye on him on the shelves in the Lord of the Rings section. Just a little hint there. keep an eye out for him. And this is how Cuntface McGee looks, all finished up. Still have to do his base and Morgoth. I keep saying and, it's Dutch, it's and in English, god. And I think his power armor looks pretty fucking cool, pretty badass. Some damages, some slimy bits, some nastiness in general. Some fluid leaking out of him, and I personally think he looks pretty fucking cool with, all in all, about 4 hours of painting. Not that much effort actually, so I'm quite excited to start painting Morgoth himself and then the base, but that's not for today. So I'm gonna leave little Cuntface McGee at this stage while I go to the package point and pick up the paint I need for Morgoth. So yeah, I'll be right back for you guys. Stay tuned. Well, stay tuned, it's fucking 5 seconds. So I'll be right back. And we are a day later. It's actually 2 days. Still holding the carton it came in. And I have my rats just in time to paint little Morgoth. So I actually just went for these rats today in the post office. So I'm gonna firstly give them a place in my rack, and then I think I will start with Resplendent Rat and give little Morgoth here. Let me quickly grab a brush. Oh fuck. It's all okay. And grab and show you that I'm gonna paint everything on little Morgoth except for his horns, the throwing thingy on him, and the little metal containers who apparently contain some ooze. I think that's how Morgoth actually disposes of his poops and urine, apparently. And he appears to get rid of his urine like that as well. But I'm just gonna focus on Morgoth now, give him a nice coat of this rat, and see how it looks. I usually would use testing Gandalf, that's his name, to test out all of the rats, but I'm feeling a little risky today, so I'm gonna risk it and just use that rat for the first time on little Morgoth here. I'm gonna try and be careful not to hit little Cuntface McGee behind him, because he actually kind of looks pretty fucking cool. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just give me a hot second to put away the rest of the paints. Maybe you test the rest on testing. Nah. I'm feeling lucky today, so let's do this. Well, this red actually dries more like an orange. I mean, this is the darkest red in the whole triad and it still looks very light. So whoopsie, I guess I'm just gonna use corner red and mystery red. I forgot to write down what red it is. And I generally have no idea. I was gonna say, yeah, probably Mephisto on the red, maybe? I have no clue what kind of red this is. But I'm gonna use corner red and mystery red. Corner red as the base, then mystery red as a mid-tone, and then I'm gonna use Resplendent red from the new paint as a highlight color and see how that looks on Little Morgoth. Because I really want the recesses to be way darker than this. This is very light. This is pretty much orange. So yeah, I really thought the warm reds were gonna turn out a little darker. Because it says red, but this is orange to me. Maybe I'm just colorblind, I don't know. But I guess it's warm at least. But I'm gonna just use corner red, yeah. I really hoped it was gonna dry a little darker than this when I was putting it on, but then I stopped and realized, nah, this is probably as dark as it's gonna get. So yeah, you live and you learn. This is why I usually test things on Testing Gandalf. I have started using him just to see how the red would all look together. This is the mystery red, the darkest of the new red, and corner red. So yeah, whoopsie. I'm just gonna start paint. I'm just gonna paint this guy, and let's hope he actually comes out looking better than this. That's a low threshold for me, but I believe I can do Morgoth justice. This is how Little Morgoth looks right now after everything I said in the previous clip where I talked. And now it's time to finish him up. He's actually quite a small boy. So I'm gonna do the boils the same as with Cuntface McGee. God, my voice. I'm gonna do the boils the same way as I did with Cuntface McGee. The teeth and the horns, I'm gonna do Moonfang Brown and then highlight with Brain Matter Beige probably. And the yellow, the eyes are gonna get a little dot of yellow as well to make sure they fit together, because despite being a good and a bad guy, they're secretly BFFs. At least that's my headcanon in the Silmarillion. So yeah, I'm gonna paint that. Once I come back, I'll probably do the base and the containers surrounding Little Morgoth and the little knife thingy dangling from one of his horns. But I'm just gonna finish Morgoth, gonna focus on that right now. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. I think Morgoth looks quite cool. Ta-da! Little Morgoth is ready, and he looks even better than I thought he would, so I'm very happy with how he came out, especially his skin color. Now I'm just gonna do the base and the metal bits and the excrement laying there. So yeah, I have no idea how I'm gonna paint this. Probably with some deep grey, because it will contrast the rest of the mini rather well, I think. And make sure the rest of the shit on the base will stand out enough, so it doesn't really blend in with the base color of the base, the metal parts and the oozing stuff. I also haven't applied shiny glossy varnish on the boils yet. I'm gonna do that after I painted the base, so I can do the excrement a little more, well, glossy as well. So right now I'm just gonna paint the whole base in deep grey. And I think that is the right decision to make. Well, one way to find out. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording here because I've already shown you how I paint everything I'm gonna paint now. From the containers to the liquid to the tubules thingies. So I'm just gonna paint it and come right back when everything is done and we finally have a fully painted MESBG and Morgoth and base. So yeah. Be right back. Ooh. Ta-da! MESBG and Morgoth all painted up. They'll go very nicely with the Gimli I painted up. Okay, I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did paint this Warhammer dude and this Warhammer dude because, well, I wanted to paint something more different than the more realistic things that I usually paint, and I truly thought this video would be a lot of fun to make, and I have laughed my ass off while making it. And I have also enjoyed painting this guy up. I have no idea what the fuck he is. I did not look up anything of the color scheme or anything. My brother-in-law who gave me his mini, because these are not mine, these are from my brother. I'm gonna give them back. So these guys were given to me. He said of this guy that he is supposed to be slimy, so that's why I did a gloss varnish. For this guy, he just said he has a really white beard, and apparently he is the White Dwarf from the magazine White Dwarf. So yeah, that's all I knew about those minis, and I first painted him and I really enjoyed it. And then I thought it would be very fucking funny to say this is a new secret mini MESBG and little Morgoth, because he looks like a little demon and Morgoth is Morgoth, so you know. If you know anything about Lord of the Rings, if you don't, sucks to suck. But I really enjoyed painting this guy. It was a lot of fun and it was a lot of new things, because I usually don't paint like this, and I really enjoyed it, and I think I might paint more easily and take more time for painting like I did with these two bad boys. And yeah, I really enjoyed just coming up with excuses for why he has armor and grenade, obviously, but it's actually a stick because they don't have grenades in Lord of the Rings, and his bow, and it was a lot of fun just to fuck around with this. And my brother-in-law doesn't really care about this mini because he has it twice, I think, and he didn't really plan on doing anything with this guy. So I'm gonna send him a picture and hope he likes it. And yeah, this was just a big joke video just to have some fun in the hobby, because I think it's very important. And since this video is coming out in November, I just really want to say and give that advice in a way of paint something different and have fun with it, because as I have recently experienced, your mental health is very important. So yeah, do something fun, do something different, like I did here. And I mean, I'm actually very happy with how he turned out. And since you guys have lasted so long in the video, I wanna spoil the next video I'm probably gonna make. This guy is the reason this whole channel and Instagram exists, because I painted him after a long break from painting, and I was just so excited that he actually looked good that I just kept talking about people about him, until my wife said, shut the fuck up, make an Instagram, make a YouTube and bother other people, because I love you but I just don't care enough about miniatures to keep listening to you talking about it. So he is actually the reason I made this channel. No regrets there, but I think I can do better now. This was painted in 2022, I believe. And I think I have grown enough as a miniature painter that I want to paint the same mini, but with more the techniques that I use today, layering and glazing even a little bit maybe, and just have fun with it, just see how much I have progressed in the hobby. And I think this might actually be the next video I record, because I think it would be fun for me and maybe fun for you guys to see how I paint him and try to use the same color scheme as I did here, but better, I hope. I truly hope it would be better. I still think he looks surprisingly well for the time. I was just coming back to the hobby after a 10-year break or longer even, and I'm surprised at how well he turned out, but I truly think that I might have become a little better at painting. So I hope, bumping into everything, so I truly hope that I might show some improvement when I paint this guy. That's for the next video. Thank you guys for watching, I truly appreciate it, especially this weird and a little wacky video of me trying to gaslight you guys into thinking this is a Lord of the Rings mini. I still think the Warhammer minis are ugly, by the way, but they are a lot of fun to paint. And yeah, what else do you need? This hobby is supposed to be fun, so even though I think the Warhammer sculpts are ugly, they are actually quite fun to paint. So I might paint some more in the future. If you have any suggestions of what I should paint next, please let me know, and maybe I do some research this time instead of just going in blind, just knowing this guy is supposed to be slimy and this guy is supposed to be white haired. I did actually look up how to paint the base a little bit and the smaller details, because he has some compass, for example, there. So I did look up a couple of small things, but otherwise it's mainly just me fucking around. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you liked MESBG. I have actually no idea how this guy is called or what he is, or this guy. I think it's a Nurgle thing, because my brother-in-law said something about Nurgle or something around the time he gave this to me, so I don't know. If you want to let me know, that would be great, because they are a lot of fun to paint. So yeah, I'm gonna give these two guys back to my brother. Hope to see you in the next one. See ya. And yeah, I got him in a secret deal. I cannot speak anymore. Fuck me. Why am I trying to make this so serious? Fuck. He steals the show every time he whips out his cock and starts wanking. What the fuck? Oh god, there's so many fucking cuts are gonna be made. Fuck me. Of a movie well liked and loved. So let's do this. Fuck, well liked and loved. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, well liked and loved. That's why he has boils and the such coming out of his power, out of his armor. Oh, this fucking joke. Okay. Into his glasses, or something of another. Cuntface McGee isn't very clear. I don't know how to fucking justify it in the joke. God, fuck me. This is fucking